Welcome back to another Wednesday whiskey review from your boys at the Buffalo Happy Hour. Today we have another expression from Laphroaig. Are you getting tired of Laphroaig yet?
No.
You sure?
Sure. Today we have Laphroaig Triple Wood. This week's episode is brought to you by Addie's.
And Mike Flipsky.
And Patreon member Mike Flipsky. If you want to find a liquor store that has all the things that you would ever want, look no further. We found one for you. It's called Addie's. They are our partnership / sponsorship that we have with them. They have an in-house wine sommelier. They are family-owned and operated. They are located in Williamsville, New York, across the street from Neat, next to Wegmans and Home Goods. They are in between. If you are a single dad, you might want to stop in. They have clientele for you. Download their app on Google Play Store's Playground and or Apple's App Store.
Which is so lame.
You know, they really should rename it, but that's
Right?
fine. They're doing other...
What would you rename it? Tune into the
I don't
weekly
know.
episode. We'll talk about it.
We have enough to talk about. So download their app. We have our collaboration with Clonakilty and Addie's for sale. For pre-order, it's going to be released in March. Download their app. Buy the bottle. Don't say pay at store. Buy it in the app and pick a date between when you're on their app buying it and the first week of March. No one cares what date you pick. That doesn't matter because this won't get released until March anyways. Pay for it. I don't care about notifications. I don't care about emails that you receive. If it's not paid for on the app, then you didn't fully reserve the bottle. So reserve the bottle and you'll be fine. Addie's is a great store. If you're inside of New York and you want something from them, buy it on their app and they'll ship it to you. Outside of that, we appreciate you guys. Tyler, thank you for giving us 10% for this week's Laphroaig. Be advised, we'll let you know what spirit is now 10% off at the end of this video.
So make sure you watch the whole thing, nerds.
We need the views.
We love all of you.
Just kidding. We really don't.
We're just very passionate about what we do.
So we're excited. So today we have Laphroaig Triple Wood. I don't know why it's not single or double wood, or how come it's not quadruple wood, or a centennial wood, if that's a thing. But instead we have triple wood. So we're going to dive into it. And if you're new here, we do label branding, nose, initial taste, ending taste. And then we talk about the rating. So Derek, let's dive into label branding for Laphroaig.
So, first of all, Laphroaig has packaging, which is the most badass thing in the world. Their packaging, we talked about this last week. Last week we reviewed Laphroaig 10 Sherry Cask Finish, and we talked pretty in depth about the colors on their label, which is why we love it so much. But Laphroaig Triple Wood is obviously following that same pattern with the colors, the way that they brand things, because it just works for them. They have the beautiful bottle shape. And then this is called Triple Wood because they're using 3 different types of barrels to create this unique blend. They are first maturing their whiskey in hand-selected ex-bourbon barrels, and then after that, they're transferring it to a smaller 19th century style quarter cask that really imparts a more depth into the flavor and fullness. That's what they say on the label. We'll see if that's true. And then finally, the large size of the European oak casks, known as butts, allow for slow maturation, all leading to a soft, complex, and fully rounded flavor. Please note that any cloudiness when mixed with water is normal for non-chill filtered whiskey. That's not that they put that disclaimer on there.
Derek, label and branding, I'm going A++.
I'm going to go A++ check. It's the same as the last one.
It's not.
But
there's
it is,
no
though.
there's no year nomenclature. There's no fancy ribbon across the front.
But it's got triple wood.
I
And
can read.
it has the I don't know. I think that these are pretty good. You can't have them all the same.
I understand that, Derek. However, this is shaded. This is darker.
This one says the most richly flavored of all Scotch whiskeys there, though. And it says it explains it here. I don't know. I think that they're the same. All right, we'll just go your A++ because screw Laphroaig.
They've only been doing it for 200 plus years.
Since 1815, look it up. Okay, so A++ for the label branding. Nose. Let's go to the nose. full disclaimer. We just had, as I just said, the Laphroaig sherry cask, so our palate might be a little off.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised when you said last week, and I was like, if last week means 13 seconds ago, then cheers.
Well, last week for them.
Well, alrighty then. Not as pungent as the one prior, Derek.
I'm getting more like dust and must with this one.
I was gonna say, if you say wood, I swear on all things
I
holy.
think like I get like 3 times the wood as the last one.
I agree that it tastes like dust. It
Taste?
smells like... Did I say taste?
You sure did.
I'm shot. It smells like when you walk into a room on the 3rd floor of a house that you haven't opened in a long time.
Like one of those unfinished South Buffalo attics.
Or it was haunted and it's a movie that you're watching and they walk in and it's real creepy and there's cobwebs and dust and like the blanket over some piece of furniture to protect it. Yeah, that's kind of what this smells like, is that room.
Why? What is making that flavor?
I really hope we get that answer in the initial taste, because right now I have zero idea why we're smelling what we're smelling, which is just like dust and vacancy.
Yeah. 100%.
What do you rate that? It's not that it's bad, it's just not...
There's a little like sweetness on there though too.
Are we so fried from the last one that that's what it just diluted us?
It could be.
No way.
Oh, it changed 100%. Just kidding. Not at all. You are getting kind of like a saltiness though too. Like this is...
Are you sure it's not sugar?
2 completely different things. Check last week, aka 30 seconds ago. No, you are getting like... Oh, jeez, dude. The more you smell this, the more deeper it gets, though. So the first... That was deep, bro. The first... The first smell, yeah, you smelled the vacant. You smelled the emptiness, like my soul. But as you keep going back, you're smelling more like deeper.
Yeah, it's like the more therapy sessions you go to that you find out that there's actually a person in there. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
My dad beat me. There's barley.
At least you had a dad. The sugar is prevalent. It just takes like you got to really take your time with this to dive into what you're actually getting, because your nose just smells sadness and vacancy and dust, and then you're like, no, this is scotch. There's no such thing as a depressing scotch. I have to go back in.
True. You
go back in for round 2, then you start to get a little bit of the wood sugar and or sea salt and or a combination of both.
A little bit of the honey, yeah.
I agree with you on the honey. It's inviting, but it's also like, I should probably just reclose this door and go back to where the people are inside the house so I stay safe and I'm not the first one killed in the horror film.
It's like we're hunting ghosts with our nostrils, you know?
I'm going to go B on the nose. Derek, what's your thoughts?
B+, because I like that you have to keep going back. You know? No? I like it.
You know, there's nothing like a round 2 and 3.
It's triple wood, bro. You got to go back 3 times.
Initial taste.
It's like you smell it the first time and you're like, oh, there's the bourbon cask. Oh, there's a 19th century style quarter cask. Oh, there's a European oak cask.
Initial taste, it still tastes like Laphroaig. So hold on while I try to cut through the peat with a Sawzall. Peat and smoke is up front, obviously. It's still a Laphroaig.
This has more of that vegetation taste to it, though. The last one was more char and oak, I feel like. The last one was you burnt something in your house and you licked it. Like your house burned down and you went to lick back the wall for some reason. The alligator skin. This is more vegetation, fungus, earth, like that type of deep.
Yeah, a.k.a. no one wants to drink this now.
If you like Isla whiskey, you do. This is very good.
Right.
But to me, it's more peated with the sweet notes to it than this other one was that was charry and salty.
Every Laphroaig is a different experience. This is the fluid that Hagrid drinks, I'm convinced.
I don't get that reference.
You've never seen any Harry Potters?
No.
Are you serious?
I'm trying to figure out which one I like better.
Out of the 7 Harry Potters?
No, out of these 2 Laphroaigs. I don't care about Harry Potter. Harry Potter is mythical and doesn't exist. So, which one... Like, what are you picking in here other than, like, that's different from the other one? These are 2 very distinct whiskeys from Laphroaig. This one is more pungent and sugary, I feel. And the last one was more charred and salty.
This, so far, to me, that is like a sunny, semi-cloudy day in Scotland, and it just rained and never stopped raining.
Yeah.
This is literally just wet grain
I'm not getting
and smoke.
I'm not getting the dust anymore, though. Like, that old dusty,
Yeah, no, that went away.
as soon as you take a sip of it and then you go back for the smell right now. A lot of those sweetnesses come back. Like, you don't smell the dustiness anymore. To me, it's all like that sweet barley. Like, this is a typical Laphroaig whiskey
Right.
that they just age in a different cask. This is phenomenal.
Initial taste, I'm still going to go B.
I'm going to go A++.
So A.
Yeah,
Check.
love it. I like this one so much because it's so dynamic. And you have to continue experiencing this thing at a slow rate because if you keep downing this, 1, you're not going to be able to taste anything for the next 5 to 7 business days. 2, you're going to get hammered. So don't do that. But if you take this in small samples, you're uncovering different things with each sip. And to me, that's just fascinating.
It's 48% ABV, so we're just over 90 proof.
Yeah, 96.
Yeah. So, ending note, I do pick up honey in a very odd sense, but it is in there, and it makes me happy. And I'm convinced that touch of honey is what makes me think it's so smooth.
Yeah.
Same with the oil that coats your palate, but in a very, like, non-traditional sense, like you would get with bourbon or something on this side of the pond. When this coats your palate and the oil just kind of takes over, it is thin enough that the tasting profiles cut through it and allow you to experience what the actual whiskey is.
Yeah.
And that is really cool, but...
I feel like this one's more full body than the other one.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, this one punches you
But
with the
it's
peat
so
and just
smoky.
lingers forever.
Yeah, but it's so smoky.
Yeah. I love Laphroaig so much.
I'm going to
They do
go
such
A on
good
this
job.
ending note.
Yeah. I'll go A+, so A check. This is very good. It's just so deep and dynamic. It really is. Completely different from, if you guys didn't watch last week we reviewed the Sherry Oak cask. It's very different from this one. In a good way.
Yeah.
So, all right, final rating.
Give me that countdown.
3, 2, 1. 95.
93. Put it on the board.
Good for you. Confidence. I love that boat of confidence you have. All right, everybody. So if you do want to pick this up, Eddie's, I do not believe has the triple wood. I will confirm with Tyler and put a note right down here for you guys. But as of right now, when you get to the store, you can get 10% off on whatever is on that top shelf of our rack, whether it is another Laphroaig 10 or a different Laphroaig expression, or we will put a link in the description to the Eddie's app with notification on what whiskey you can buy for 10% off. So, again, thank you so much, Tyler, for letting us do this for our listeners. If you do want to support them, you can follow them on social media, Eddie's Wine and Spirits, and then also download their app in the Google Play or Apple App Store and show them some love. Tell them that the BHH sent you.
And we will see you all next week for another spirit that we, right now, at this very second, have no idea what it's going to be.
Correct.
So we are very excited for that.
We're going to be detoxing for the next 7 days so we can taste that spirit. So thank everybody for joining. If you are going to pick up Laphroaig, good luck. Make sure you do not eat anything delicate after that. But please remember, always drink responsibly. Be a good person. And Michael,
Do not litter.
we're out.